Hi everyone and welcome back to another math lesson on sharing equally. So before we begin today, there is a couple of things you will need to get. You will need a pencil, some paper, and you will also need some objects that you can use for sharing, so Lego or pasta. And the second thing I'm going to ask you to make today before our lesson is a part-whole model. So you have made them before. So all you are going to need is some paper of any colours you like to use, and you are going to need to make some circles like so. So at the beginning, we normally only use 2 parts, okay? But today we might be using a lot more parts, so you might need to do some more parts. And you're going to need to make 2 strips like so. 2 strips like this that you can join your, a couple more maybe because we're going to be using different parts as I said. So we can join our part holes together, okay? So that is what I'm going to ask you to make for me before our lesson today. And you can keep them safe because we could be using them all week, okay? So let's begin. So before we start, we are going to do our flashback 4. So you are going to need to pause the video once I have finished talking, ready to do your flashback. So this is number 1 and number 2. So now stop the video. So before we begin our lesson today, I want you to think back to what we've done before. So we are making equal groups of 2. So what you're going to have to do is write yes or no next to each of these numbers to tell me, will it make an equal group of 2? So you'll need to use your objects to represent the numbers and then find out by making equal groups if they are a yes or a no. So stop the video now and continue the activity, please. So let's begin our problem of the day today. So this is Mr. Pizza Man. He comes from Italy because he loves making pizzas. But he's having a slight problem. He wants to make 4 pizzas equal with all of the right toppings. But he is not sure and he's asked for our help. So share mozzarella between 4 pizzas. So you can see the mozzarella is here. So the first thing you might have to do is to count how many mozzarellas there are. And then how many should be on each pizza. And then we're going to do exactly the same for 12 tomatoes. So your tomato here, he has 12 pieces and he wants to share them onto his 4 pizza doughs. How many tomatoes should be on each pizza? So now stop the video and try and solve this problem, please. I am now going to continue to discuss how it is solved. So, as we know, we need to make 4 pizza dough. So that means 4 groups. So thinking back to what we've done before, and then we need to share the amount, which was 8, into the pizzas equally. So as you can see, he's moved them 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he does the same thing again with the next part, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now there is 4 equal groups, 1, 2, 3, 4, and in each group there is 2. Okay? And then the same thing then for the tomatoes. So there was 12 to begin, so he's put his 12 tomatoes at the top, and then he's put each piece as he's going along onto his pizza. And there's 4 groups of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 3 on each pizza. So well done if you got there at home. So now we are going to look at sharing. So these are some carrots, and I want to share them between 2 plates. So something carrot shared equally between 2 is something. So I'm going to share them now onto the plates. Do you agree with what I have done? I have thought I've shared them equally. What does equal mean? Well, we know from previously that equal means that there needs to be the same amount. And there is not the same amount, so I have done a mistake. So let's try it again. So this time I'm going to try and make it a lot more clearer. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. Now let's have a look, see if I've done equal groups. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yes. So I have shared the carrots equally between the two plates. So how many did I have to begin? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 carrots shared equally between 2 is 1, 2, 3. Well done if you've got that at home. So it's the same thing now, but with strawberries. So the first thing I'm going to do is count how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have 12 strawberries to begin with, and I need to share them equally into the two plates. So I'm going to do that now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And when I put them on the plate, you can see I've tried to make an array to make it easier for me to count. 2, 4, 6. So I know that 12 shared between 2 is 6. Now this is slightly different. We are not sharing between 2 anymore. So let's read what we need to share with. Can you share the biscuits equally between the 5 plates? Well, I haven't put the plates out yet because we were going to solve it together. So the first thing you're going to do is underline the word 5 because that's how many groups I need to make. So let's get my plates. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's my 5th plate. So the first thing I'm going to do now is to count how many I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I have 15 biscuits and I want to share them between 5. And here's my 5 plates. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you can see, I'm counting as I'm doing it to know I'm doing it equally into the 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, there is how many in each group? Well done. Let's count. 1, 2, 3. So the 15 biscuits shared equally between 5 is 3. So now it is your turn to try and solve this activity. So Ava and Bishan have 11 chocolates. They decide to share them. What will happen when they share the 11 chocolates? So using your objects at home, please share out the chocolates now and stop the video. Well done if you realised at home that we couldn't share them equally as a whole chocolate. So Ava and Bishan will get 5 chocolates each. So I've shared them out and they have 5 each, but I have this one left over. The only way they could make it equal is if they cut the chocolate in half. So if I cut it in half, half will go to Ava and half will go to Bishan. So well done if you solved that at home. So now we are going to use our part whole, which I asked you to make at the beginning of the lesson. So there are some fish in a pond, but there's not enough space. As you can see, they're very crowded. So what they want us to do is to share them into 2 new ponds. So I have my whole amount and I'm going to put it into my 2 parts because I'm making 2 equal groups. Okay, so 10 fish shared between 2 equals, we'll find out. Let's do it. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. And I'm going to continue doing this until I have no more left in my hole. So I've shared them equally and now I'm going to count the group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 10 shared by 2 equals 5. And it's the same thing if you have more groups. So I asked you to do extra parts at the beginning. This is because we don't always share between 2. We could share between 5. So I've made 5 parts this time instead of 2. Okay, so I still have my 10 and this time I'm going to share them into 5. 5. And I'm going to do the same thing again. 4 and 5. So now, how many is in each group? Well done. There is 2 in each group. So 10 fish shared between 5 equals 2. Now it is your turn at home to solve the following. So I would like you to use your part whole models and all your objects at home to share these amounts between these groups. Okay, so I look forward to seeing all your uploads onto Tapestry, and have a fantastic lesson today, guys. Bye.